Okay, to use gradecam, the first thing you're going to need to do is create a login. And I would suggest that you and your team get together and create a login that you can share and a password that you can share. That way you can collaborate, because in the free version of gradecam, you can't collaborate or look at data with different classes compiled. You can just look at one teacher's class at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and get logged in. And the first thing you're going to want to do is to create a class. So I would probably give each teacher a number, and that's going to help to identify which students go with which teacher if you're all going to share a login. So I'm going to be number 1, NOAC, and then when I create my students, they'll all have a number 1 to help identify them in their gradecam ID. So there's my class. It says right here, this is 1 NOAC. So now I need to add my students, and I'm just going to import the students because it seems to be the fastest way. So I'm going to actually import them from my list that's on Skyward. So you need to log into Skyward. Okay, you're going to click Teacher Access, and then you're going to click My Students. All right, and your students will pop up, and you just need to export that data. So keep it clicked on Export to CSV and click Export. Okay, so now you're going to download the export file. Okay, it's down here, but it downloaded it automatically into your downloads. Mine is called Browse To. You can see kind of right here at the bottom, and that's because I've already done it before. So the first time I did it, it named it Browse 1, and that's what yours will be named as too. So you'll look for Browse 1 in your downloads. So I'm going to go ahead and click it to open it because we do need to change the file. So gradecam requires that the students have an ID and that they are also given a gradecam number. So the student ID, I'm not going to take the time to actually put their real ID. I'm just going to assign them a number. But it does require that it's a unique number, so I'm just going to number them. Okay, and now you need to give them their gradecam ID. So this is the number they're going to use on their gradecam bubble sheet to help you keep your students sorted. I'm going to start all of my kids' gradecam IDs with the number 1 since I assigned me as the teacher that's number 1. So, and then Mrs. Vara's homeroom, maybe she'll be number 2. And then I'm just going to give them their class numbers. So whatever their number is in class, so his is going to be 101, his might be 102, and maybe the next student is Miss Vara's first student, so he might be 201. And that way we can keep all of the students organized by class since we're all sharing the same ID. Okay, so I have assigned everybody a number, and now I just need to save the changes I made to this. So I'm going to click and click yes. And now we need to go back into gradecam and select that file from my computer. So I'm going to look at downloads, and then I'm going to find the download that mine is going to say Browse To, this one right here. So I'm going to click Open. Okay, so all of my students, you can see, were imported, so just click Next. And we just need to tell the computer which part of our file to look at. And the first name and last name should be fine. The student ID is even fine. This is the column we created that we named ID. And then this one, we just need to change it so that it looks at the column we made called gradecam, since that's going with the gradecam ID. So then I click Next, and then I can see all of the information that I have there. So I'm going to click Run Import, and then click Run Import. Okay, and then I'm going to click Done, and you'll see all of my students are there. Okay, so that's how you get your students. The next thing you want to look at is how to create an assignment. So click on the Assignments tab, and it's super quick and easy to create an assignment. You just click New, and I'm going to do multiple choice, and then you give it a name. You say how many questions it is, and then you click Save. It's going to automatically move you to the key screen. And so this is your key screen, and of course you can see yourself, and this is how you will scan your bubble sheets in the end. My dog's been running around, so I'll give you a little peek at my cute doggy. Say hi, Jax. Okay, so most of our things don't have an E, so the first thing I want to do is get rid of that E as an answer choice. So I'm going to click this to select them all, and then I'm going to click Edit. And down here it shows me the bubbles, so I'm going to take that off and just backspace it so that I have 3 answer choices. Another thing you can do, let's unselect them. Another thing you can do is assign a standard to that question. So I'm just going to select the question that I'm working with and then click Standards. And now you can just scroll through and choose TEKS and 4th grade, and then all of the standards will be there. So you can just click which one goes with that question. And then you have a standard attached, and then you just click on whatever the answer key is. Okay, you only have to have these selected if you're editing them. Otherwise, you can just click in the answers as you make your key. It's really super quick and easy. Okay, so that is it for the key. So the next thing we need to talk about is the forms and the bubble sheets that they make. So if you click on Forms, you will see that you're going to create a quiz. A generic form will let them bubble in their gradecam ID. We will leave it at 3 since we gave them a 3-digit gradecam ID. And you can even change the number of pages per form and so forth. And then just click Generate. Okay, and then you just click Download PDF. And you will see the bubble sheet ready to go. To save paper, you can print more, and you don't have to use this specific bubble sheet that has a form identifier. This form identifier will tell gradecam where to put the data, but you can manually do that too so that you can reuse bubble sheets. So I've created just a page of bubble sheets that are more generic. They don't have form identifiers. They just have where the students put in their gradecam and bubble in their answers. And this is good enough for you to use. Okay, so I printed some of those bubble sheets. And now we're going to look at the next part of using gradecam, which is scanning your bubble sheets. So I am in the quiz that I want to be grading. I can see the key there. And now I'm going to click on Scans to let me scan the form. So I can even hold it up on the left side of the screen where we see that. Just try not to get your fingers inside of any of the black lines. And it will make that sound if it's scanned, and it will show you the student, and then it shows you what questions they missed. Okay, and when you're ready to scan your next one, you just grab the next one, and it will pull it up and show you the student that took it and the questions that they missed. And this is so easy that your students can even do it. There's a button right here that says Scan, and if you click on that button, it creates the whole screen as a camera, and it'll let you scan again. So notice I'm going to try to rescan the one I just did, and so the grade goes there. But if they try to scan it again, it won't let you scan the same one twice in a row. So it doesn't want I guess students to change the answer and then immediately rescan it once they've seen what they missed. So that's kind of a cool feature too. And then you can just press done when you're done. Okay, so that's that easy to scan. You just go into the quiz that you want to. So let's go back. So in assignments, when you're ready to scan, you would just click the quiz to open it, and it opens it into the keys, scans, and the last thing that we want to talk about is the reports. So the reports are a really cool feature, and you can see, especially if you go through and attach the standards to the questions, you can see that. But this original score would show you just a little bar graph of all the grades, which I only did 2, but you can also look at an item analysis so that you look at question number 1, everybody got that right, question number 2, and so forth, and it can really show you which questions the students are having problems with. This is another graph that I like to look at. It just shows you a different way to look at the data. And you can also look at individual students. So you can do by standards if you want to, and you can see that Dylan looks like he's doing great with whatever, but I didn't really put in all the standards, but you can, if you did, you could get that data really easy. And so there's just lowest standards. So there's some really great reports that you can use with gradecam. You can also look at different classes. So you can do an overview of the different classes, but the ones that I scanned were both in the same class as mine. And so anyways, this is a great tool. It's super easy to use and really fast. And so I think you're really going to enjoy using gradecam. All right, I hope this helps you get started.